Kail Lowry was recently caught lying about something seriously ridiculous about her kids, and now her web of lies is getting exposed. Now, Kail has been called out for some crazy lies. Her history of being deceitful is absolutely insane. Kail has finally confirmed the news about her twin pregnancy and the birth of her son Rio, all of which she had denied until recently, but she still hasn't been telling the complete truth about everything. Over the last couple of weeks, Kail has been sharing pictures and videos that she had been keeping secrets for over a year. One of her latest Instagram posts was a throwback to Rio's baby shower, which happened last fall, but not everyone was supportive of Kail in the comments. Despite the fact that Rio was her boyfriend Elijah's first child, he was her 5th baby. Many people were upset with Kail for accepting gifts and having such an extravagant shower, since she probably already had everything they needed. Kail fired back at the haters who called her greedy by claiming that she had never had a baby shower for any of her previous sons, but this was a total lie. It didn't take long for people to bring up that her son Lincoln's baby shower was actually shown in the season 5 premiere of Teen Mom 2.
Kail, Javi, I just wanted to say congratulations on the new baby.
She also mentioned in earlier episodes that she did in fact have a baby shower for her first son Isaac. Joe's mom Janet threw a party at their house when Kail was still living with them, but after she was called out, Kail tried to cover her tracks in a truly bizarre way. Kail commented that what she really meant was that the celebration for Rio was the first real baby shower. Apparently, the party that Janet threw for baby Isaac was held in a basement, so it didn't count. But when she tried to clarify the details about Lincoln's baby shower, she was caught in yet another unbelievable lie. Kail said that the party that Javi's family had thrown was actually their moving away party, and they had turned it into a baby shower on the spot. She also claimed that she was only 8 weeks pregnant at the time, so it couldn't have been much of a baby shower. But what she said when MTV was filming was a completely different story.
Because I'm 4 months pregnant, and today is my baby shower.
Kail must not remember that footage, or she must think that her followers can't remember episodes from that long ago. But there's a reason why that moment was hard for everyone to forget. In that same exact scene, Kail delivered this iconic line that has since aged terribly.
I never pictured myself with 2 kids by 2 different dads.
Kail's lie about the baby shower was really weird because it was so easy to prove that it was untrue, and it was also strange for her to lie about it because it was so petty and minor. But there have also been times when her deception was truly harmful. At the beginning of 2017, Kail filed a PFA order against her ex-husband Javi. By filing the order, it was heavily implied that she needed to be protected from being physically harmed by him. But according to what Javi told Radar Online, Kail's claims were absolutely crazy. Javi revealed that he had signed a consent PFA, which meant that there had been zero proof of any physical harm. He was adamant that he had never physically hurt Kail, and he added that he would never put his hands on any woman in a harmful way. But Kail's rep released a statement that made it seem like Javi still might have caused her physical harm. They stated that Kail was only concerned about the safety of herself and her children. Meanwhile, Javi was being incredibly open about his version of events. Javi claimed that he had sent Kail many text messages about their divorce and his concerns about her relationship with Chris Lopez. He didn't understand how he could have possibly been seen as an actual danger, especially regarding anything physical. Not long after Kail filed the order, she ended up dropping it for a mind-blowing reason. She said that their son Lincoln would be starting soccer soon, and the order would make it nearly impossible for both her and Javi to be able to attend his games. Kail's reasoning raised a huge red flag, and many people accused her of lying and manipulating the legal system. If she had really been that worried for her and her son's safety around Javi, why would she have dropped that order to make it easier for him to be around? But that wasn't the only time that Kail was caught stretching the truth in a way that could seriously destroy someone's future. While she was filming season 4 of Teen Mom 2, she and Joe got into a nasty disagreement, and she ended up filing an order of protection against him. But what had actually happened was honestly shocking. It turns out that Kail had been the one who physically harmed Joe. She even admitted to one of her friends that she had hit him and then filed the order against him almost immediately afterward. She ended up withdrawing the order, but filing it in the first place was insane. Joe had only put his arms up and tried to get Kail away from him. He hadn't caused her physical harm at all. At the time, he told the clicker that he believed that Kail had filed the order as a way to get back at him, not to protect herself. It's also worth noting that there was never any evidence that Joe or Javi had ever physically harmed Kail. However, there was proof filmed by MTV that she had definitely physically harmed each of them at least once. But those weren't the only times that Kail got caught saying untrue things about her baby daddies. What she told the Coffee Convo's co-host Lindsay Chrisley in the beginning of 2023 was a bold-faced lie. While Kail was talking about co-parenting with her baby daddies, she made a startling claim, but I think we all know that that couldn't be further from the truth. Just 1 year earlier, Javi had repeatedly been asking Kail to stop posting and talking about him online, but not surprisingly, she didn't respect his boundaries at all. In the comment section of a since deleted TikTok that showed Kail cuddling up with Javi, she slammed him for a remark that he made and then deleted. In several comments, Kail claimed that he had cussed her out, and she made it seem like he had acted completely out of line. But in the screenshots that her followers took before Javi deleted his comment, it was proven that he really hadn't lost his cool. He had simply said to Kail that he had asked her many times to stop posting him, but she was still doing it because she thought it was funny. He added that he just wanted her to respect that, period. Needless to say, Javi's response wasn't nearly as heated or disrespectful as Kail made it out to be. But then she started dragging him for even more things on her podcast, which he had also spoken to her about multiple times. What she accused him of doing was extremely shady. Kail claimed that Javi was the sole reason why their co-parenting relationship had taken a turn for the worse. She said that he had gotten back together with his ex-fiance and other baby mama Lauren, which supposedly always made him act differently. Kail even called Javi out for not being able to stay single, which seemed pretty hypocritical, but she was also talking trash constantly about her third baby daddy at the time. How she was bad-mouthing Chris was seriously unbelievable. Kail was unbelievably angry that Chris had been appearing on Teen Mom because she didn't want him to be a part of her storyline at all. But for some reason, she didn't seem to see the irony in bashing him all the time. Kail had called Chris out for doing the bare minimum as a dad, which may have been true, but at the same time, she didn't need to publicly air their dirty laundry, especially if she didn't want him to say anything bad. Aside from Kail lying about meaningless details, her pregnancy, and her baby daddies, she's also made false statements about her close friends. In 2021, she threw major shade at her former longtime friend Mark Allen. But what Kail said compared to Mark's story was absolutely bizarre. In an episode of her baby mama's No Drama podcast, Kail told her co-host V Rivera that one of her friends was angry with her. She claimed that she had agreed to go on a day trip for his birthday instead of a week-long trip, which was why he was supposedly upset. But Mark was determined to set the record straight. According to what he told the US Sun, Mark was really hurt by Kail's lies about him. He revealed that he had been there for her through thick and thin since day one. If you don't remember, Mark had been one of her best friends since season 1 of Teen Mom 2. Mark said that he wasn't mad at all that Kail could only make it for one day of the trip, and he also said that he had lied about how much the vacation would have cost, which she claimed on her podcast would have totaled nearly $4,000. Mark admitted that Kail would have had to pay for her portion of the rental house, but he never once asked her to pay for anything else for herself or her kids. He had even arranged for her to have childcare on the trip, and he didn't ask her to cover the cost. Kail had claimed that she wouldn't have had childcare at all and wouldn't have wanted to shell out the money for it anyway. Mark confessed that he had put up a lot of Kail's drama for over 15 years, but the disrespect she showed for him was the final straw. It's understandable why Mark felt so betrayed by Kail's lies. She publicly dragged him for no reason, but after he told his side of the story, she blocked him on social media and refused to speak to him again. At this point, Kail's dishonesty has ruined her friendships and any chance of having a healthy co-parenting relationship with both Chris and Javi. But even though her lies about the baby shower and her pregnancies haven't really hurt anyone, it all just makes her seem extremely untrustworthy. It's up to Kail to decide what she shares online, but it's also really weird for her to lie about so many things that just don't make sense. It doesn't seem like we can expect her to start being truthful about anything anytime soon. Kail has been called out for so many other small, frivolous lies since the early days of Teen Mom 2, and her lies in the last few years about her baby daddy's pregnancy and minor details have proven that she isn't about to stop lying. But now I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on how Kail's story went from never having a baby shower before to the other parties not counting as baby showers? And what do you think about her history of lying and how it's damaged her relationships and friendships? Let me know in the comments below.